There is something that happens to you when you are a high-achieving woman. Something almost invisible, almost silent, but persistent enough that over time, it shapes everything you do. Most people never say it out loud. They call it bad luck, a difficult manager, a rough year. Yet if you pay attention, truly pay attention, you start to notice a pattern, one that is both familiar and quietly unyielding. You stay late when everyone else has gone home, preparing twice as much as anyone else, solving problems before anyone even realizes they exist, delivering results quietly and meticulously. You ask for less. You cause no disruption. Over time, you become indispensable. And then one day, the promotion comes. But it goes to the man sitting next to you, the one who talked more, prepared less, and simply asked for the role. You sit there, replaying the moment again and again, wondering what went wrong. Here is the truth no one tells you. Nothing went wrong. The system worked exactly as it was designed. Qualification does not work the same way for everyone. For most men, it is a threshold. Once reached, the door opens. For you, it behaves differently. You meet the requirement, and suddenly the requirement changes. You prove yourself, and then someone asks for more evidence. Another project, another year, another credential, another demonstration that you deserve something you have already earned. And because you are a high achiever, you do what you always do. You rise to meet it. You deliver. You exceed every metric again and again. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, you begin to realize that the bar was never about qualification at all. It was about something else entirely, something no one ever wrote down. Then there is a tax, a quiet one, the kind you pay every single day without realizing it even has a name. It is called the likability tax. Push for results, and you are called difficult. Advocate for yourself, and you are labeled aggressive. Set boundaries, and suddenly you are not a team player. Speak directly, and you are abrasive. Stay quiet, and you are invisible. Every choice comes with a penalty, and the same behavior that earns a man the label confident can earn you an entirely different reputation. So you adapt. You soften your delivery. You frame your achievements as team wins. You introduce your ideas carefully, saying, I might be wrong, but you turn disagreements into questions. You make yourself easier to work with, easier to manage, easier to like. The truth is, paying the tax does not get you promoted. It only keeps you exactly where the system wants you. Then there is something even more invisible. It is sponsorship, not mentorship. Mentorship gives advice, a coffee conversation, guidance, encouragement. Sponsorship is different. Sponsorship is someone walking into a room you are not in and saying your name. She is ready for this. We should consider her. I will vouch for her. Careers move forward in those moments, not during coffee conversations, not in casual check-ins, but when someone speaks for you, behind closed doors. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Men are far more likely to have sponsors. Why? Because sponsorship grows out of familiarity. People tend to advocate for those who remind them of themselves, those they feel comfortable championing. In many organizations, senior leadership still looks remarkably similar. Pattern recognition produces the same result as deliberate exclusion. Some move forward, others wait. Then there are the rooms everyone in leadership knows exist, but almost no one talks about. Succession planning meetings, leadership retreats, private dinners after conferences, late-night conversations at hotel bars. Sometimes it happens on a golf course. Sometimes it happens over drinks after the event ends. Someone mentions a name, or they do not. You are not in those rooms, not because you are not qualified, but because the rooms were built before you arrived, and the people inside them often do not even consider who is missing. Sometimes it is unintentional. Sometimes it is absence of thought, yet the result is the same. Decisions get made, and you are not part of them. Later, the feedback shows up on your performance review. Needs more executive presence. Translation E, we did not see you. Then comes the motherhood penalty. Before you even have children, people begin to calculate silently. Will she take maternity leave? Will she reduce her hours? Is it worth investing in her future? You feel the hesitation long before it is spoken. When a woman does become a mother, her perceived competence often drops overnight, while a man's increases after the same life event. You absorb the cost silently, continue delivering, continue proving yourself, while the line keeps moving. For every 100 men promoted into management, only 87 women make the same transition. That gap begins early, and by the time senior leadership arrives, it has grown into a wall. So what actually works? Some women break through, and if you watch closely, you notice something different. They stop trying to be undeniable. They start becoming unavoidable. Undeniable means your results speak for themselves, but results do not speak. People speak. If no one is speaking your name in the rooms you cannot enter, your results remain silent. Unavoidable means building relationships with the people who can advocate for you, not just mentors, but sponsors, the ones who will say your name when you are not in the room. It means making your ambition visible, not aggressive, saying clearly, I want to lead this. I am building toward this role. I want to be considered. Silence is often mistaken for satisfaction. If people believe you are satisfied, there is no urgency to move you forward. It also means becoming known by the people 2 levels above your current role, not just performing for your manager, but building visibility with the decision makers your manager cannot reach. But becoming unavoidable is not only about tactics, it is also about identity. There is a shift that has to happen inside you, a moment where you stop asking for permission and start acting on authority you have already earned. You stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself first. That shift looks quiet from the outside, but internally, it is seismic. It means walking into a room and deciding your presence there is not a question. It means sending the email without softening every sentence. It means pitching the idea without prefacing it with an apology. It means asking for the raise with the same directness you would use asking for a meeting time. It also means deciding which rooms are worth staying in, because sometimes the system is not slow, sometimes it is closed, and the most powerful decision you can make is recognizing the difference between a system that is adjusting to you and a system that has already decided you are not the priority. Maybe you do not crack the system you started in. Maybe you take everything you have built, everything you have learned, and you build something new entirely. A team, a company, a platform, a movement. You do not wait for a seat at the table. You build a different table, one where the rules are written by someone who looks like you. And here is what nobody tells you about that choice. It is not giving up. It is not walking away in defeat. It is one of the most ambitious, calculated, and powerful moves available to you. Because when you do it, you do not disappear. You become the very sponsor, the very leader, the very decision maker you once needed. You become the person in the room who says the name. The system will not fix itself while you wait inside it patiently. You either learn to move differently within it, or you choose a different system entirely. The trap for high-achieving women was never a lack of capability. It was believing capability alone is enough. It was never only a performance problem. It was a visibility problem, a sponsorship problem, a narrative problem. Sometimes, the most qualified person in the room is also the most invisible person in the room. Exceptional work only matters when someone is watching. Competence got you this far, but competence alone will not take you the rest of the way. So here's what you do. You stop optimizing for invisible currency. You stop measuring your worth in how much you sacrificed, how little space you took up, how agreeable you managed to be. You start measuring it in outcomes, in visibility, in the names of the people who will speak for you in rooms you have not entered yet. You build relationships with intention. You say what you want out loud. You make your ambition a known fact, not a private hope. You find the sponsors, not just the mentors. You get in the room before the room fills up. And if none of that is available to you where you are right now, you build the room yourself. You were never failing. You were succeeding at a game that was never designed to reward you for winning it. High achievers do not just work harder, they become unavoidable. And the world, it finally has no choice but to notice.